Now that it is officially recording, for the record, again, a very good evening to all of you and a very warm welcome to this special session that we are conducting today. SJMSOM School of Management, Iit Bombay is one of the most sought after colleges when it comes to the MBA degree. In the recent years, the way they have paced up in terms of in terms of their competition with even the established IIMs of the country is very commendable. And to help you with whatever queries you may have with respect to the B school selection process, what happens in the what happens after the admission, what does life at IIT Bombay SJMSOM School of Management look like? We have one gentleman and two wonderful ladies over here who have been in your place probably a year or two before ago, and who have cracked it. And to help you hear from the horse's mouth, we have Himanshu, Dhanushree, and Supriya. Guys, the floor is open to you. Once you are done with your presentation, I will I will come again in the session, and I will moderate the question answer session for taking up any queries that the students might have from you. And again, a very warm welcome to you. The floor is all yours. Oh, is it enough?
Yeah, now am I audible now?
Yeah, you are.
So we'll like to start with our introductions first. So hi everyone, my name is Himanshu Karamchandani and I was also at your place last year. So I scored around 98.04 percentile in CAT 2020 and now I am at first year student at SJMSOM School of Management, IIT Bombay.
Okay, I would like to go next. Hello everyone, I am Supriya Vagmade and I am also from the first year MBA batch of SJMSOM School of Management. And prior to joining SOM, I have a work experience of 3 years in the IT sector, and I have done my graduation in computer science.
Hello everyone, I am Dhanushree Chavan. Even I am in the first year of MBA in SJMSOM School of Management. I'm a mechanical engineer and in CAT I scored 97.88 percentile.
Right. So you guys have a presentation, I believe. Yeah. Okay, we are unable to unmute. That should not be an issue.
Yes, so we will be starting with our presentations. It would revolve around the life at our college and how one can apply to our college. And after that, we'll be open for FAQs. So this would be the regular flow of the seminar. So I'll be sharing my screen now. So is my screen visible?
Yes, Himanshu.
Yes, Himanshu.
Yeah, sure. So Supriya, you can start.
Can you please start the slideshow, Himanshu?
Slideshow. Now see it.
Ravi, can you please confirm if you are able to see the slideshow? Because I am not.
No, at my end, the slideshow is not visible, and I have lost Himanshu in between while he was speaking as well.
Is it now? Hello.
Himanshu, you're seeing blank screen at the moment. I think there's connection issue at your end.
So can anyone of you share?
Yes. Give me 2 seconds. Can you please confirm if the slideshow is visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we can now begin with the presentation. Like we've already introduced ourselves, we are the students of the first year MBA batch of Shailesh Mehta School of Management. And we are here to introduce the academic life and the campus life that SJMSOM has to offer to you, and how you can pave your way into the college and become the part of SOM. So starting with Shailesh Mehta School of Management, it is one of the academic units of the prestigious Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, and it was established in 1995. And ever since then, Shailesh Mehta School of Management has been successful in consistently maintaining the record of being in the top 15 B schools in India. At present, Shailesh Mehta School of Management is ranked at the 5th position in QS World Rankings, Business and Management Studies in 2021, amongst other prominent B schools in India. In NIRF, we are positioned at 10th position in the management category in 2021. Having a short glance at what SOM has to offer to you, as I said, established in 1995, SOM was introduced with the aim of providing the managers of the future, that is tomorrow. And the main mission behind introducing the MBA batch as a part of IIT was to transform the students who come from various backgrounds and domain, including technical background, to leaders of tomorrow, and to provide them a wholesome and integrated learning experience of various business domains. The various programs that are offered by Shailesh Mehta School of Management are 3. The first one being the flagship program, which is the MBA program. The second one is the executive MBA, and the third one is doctoral program. For this presentation and for today, we will be focusing on the Masters of Business Administration program. Now, the main question is why you should choose SJMSOM and why you should be opting for the MBA program provided by it. The major 3 skills that SJMSOM lives by and tries to inculcate the values amongst its students is innovation, leadership, and entrepreneurship. Talking about pedagogy, SJMSOM is proud of its committed faculty members who have worked hard in achieving their success in teaching, research, and in consultancy. Now, how can we leverage the IIT ecosystem? Because we also have associate faculty members who come from interdisciplinary departments from IIT B, and we also have visiting faculty members from industries who add a lot of value to our program. Important units like the IIT Bombay Entrepreneurship Cell and SIGN also allow the students of IIT Bombay to get their hands and interact with the different partners in the budding ventures of the industry. SJMSOM provides a general management program, and as well as it also provides us with the specialization in finance and operations domain, given that students clear the eligibility criteria. Talking about one of the most important USPs that the college has to offer is the ROI. SJMSOM provides its MBA degree with one of the most affordable and lesser tuition fees as compared to other IIMs and prominent B schools, private B schools in India. And along with that, it provides you the opportunity to convert that ratio and sit for the finals and grab an even bigger payout. SJSM always tries to build a strong industry connect and alumni relations by participating and conducting various industry sessions and inviting prominent speakers and to share their knowledge with the students. Talking about the focus approach in alumni relations, we at SOM provide a faculty-student ratio of 1:5 with around 23 faculty members for a batch size of 150, which is one of the lowest across B schools in India, which allows us to provide a focused learning approach. And it also benefits the students because they will be able to learn a lot better and in a focused manner, and also get their doubts clarified in a much well-mannered way. In the first year of the course of MBA, we are provided with compulsory courses, whereas in second year, we are provided with a plethora of electives and also interdisciplinary interdisciplinary electives which are provided by different IITB departments. Also, the students can opt for it if they are interested in it. Now, the most important USP which sets the college is the placement statistics. Talking about the batch of 2021-2023, which participated in the summer internship program, we saw a rich participating companies like 45, and we saw rich participation by companies, 45 companies for the batch size of 113. The highest stipend stood at rupees 3.66 lakh, and the average stipend stood at rupees 2.40 lakh, which is an outstanding increase of 16.5% from the last year. Talking about the batch of 2020-2022, which sat for the final placements, we saw a rich participation from 43 companies for the batch size of 110. The highest CTC stood at an outstanding and remarkable value of 49 lakhs, and the average CTC stood at rupees 25.93 lakh, which is again an outstanding increase by a mark of 18.1% as compared to last year. The students were able to grab very prominent roles and sought after roles, which shows the considerable and in the consistent efforts which is put in by the batch, the faculty, and the institute. Some of the most prominent recruiters under the BFSI domain that we have seen over the years are Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan Chase. Under consulting and IT, we have seen prominent companies like Deloitte, GEP, Google, and PwC US Advisory. Under FMCG and manufacturing, we have seen important recruiters like HUL, ITC, and P&G. And in the e-commerce, we have seen important recruiters like Amazon and Flipkart. Now, talking about corporate competitions, the students at SJMSOM have always tried to showcase their A game when it has come to corporate competitions. We have bagged podium finishes in a number of corporate competitions. To name a few, we have been national winners of competitions like GEP Game 10 Season 11, IVP Fin Valley 5.0, and we have emerged as the winners of Optum Stratathon Season 3. We have also been national runner-ups for prominent corporate competitions like Amazon Ace, TVS Epic Season 2 IT Challenge, and Voice Vantage. Now, to talk about the life at SOM, I would like to invite Dhanashri to take the presentation forward.
I'll inform everyone about how the life at SOM is exactly. Himanshu, next slide, please. So at SOM, we believe in experiential learning, and that is the reason we conduct a lot of industry interaction sessions. Particularly in Indian culture, Diksha means knowledge sharing and knowledge gaining from your gurus. And that is the reason SOM conducts these Diksha sessions in which students get to interact with the industry leaders and get to know about what the relevant topics are. Industry leaders get to share their experiences across different domains, and even we get to interact with them just to understand how they have sailed through their career and their journey in the particular industry. On the other hand, Continuum is a rolling seminar series, which is more of a domain-specific seminar series. In these, the domain leaders of particular industry share their experiences about relevant issues. They talk about the challenges that are faced in the particular domains. This is done via interactive talks and panel discussions. We also have workshops for the same. Next slide, please. I'll talk about the clubs and committees at SJMSOM. These are the clubs and committees towards that you can see towards the left are basically student-driven domain-specific clubs. Opera Club is Operations Club, Marktrix is Marketing, Systematics Club is the IT and Technology Club, Finis is Finance Club, E-Club is Entrepreneurship Club, Humane is the HR Club. And we also have other clubs like Consig, which is the Consulting Club, Spike and Samskriti, which are sports and cultural clubs. These clubs are particularly for the need of peer learning, in which students get a platform to share their domain-specific knowledge with the peers and conduct various industry sessions, workshops, and hands-on learnings in these particular domains. On the right-hand side, you can see various teams that SJMSOM has, inclusive of IT team, admissions team, alumni relations team, international relations team, creatives and public relations, and corporate relations team. These teams actually assist SOM in conducting various activities seamlessly. So even we being a part of these teams, we get to experience hands-on learning with all the managerial knowledge that we gain in our classrooms. Next slide. Avenues in IIT Bombay is the flagship event of SJMSOM. This is basically the International Business Festival of IIT Bombay, which sees participation from colleges across the nation. In Avenues, Alankar is one such global leadership summit, which sees speakers from diverse backgrounds. Some prominent personalities which have participated in Alankar in previous years is Mr. Harsh Mariwala, Mr. Ankur Wariko, Mr. Sushant Singh Rajput, and Mrs. Ravina Tandon. Apart from that, we also have Prithvi, which is Inter B-School Sports event, which again sees participation from all the colleges across the country. And this event is actually a professionally organized event by students of SOM under the faculty guidance. So we at SOM, we get a real life experience of organizing such events at such global scale, which actually gives us hands-on experience of using the managerial knowledge that we learn in our classrooms. Next slide, please. Yes, one exceptional thing about joining MBA or pursuing your MBA from SJMSOM IIT Bombay is the IIT Bombay ecosystem that you can leverage. As a part of IIT Bombay, you get to live in a campus for 2 years, which is about 550 acres. And it has exceptional facilities, infrastructural facilities for pursuing wide range of activities from sports to cultural events. Of course, being in this campus, you get to interact with brightest minds in the nation. Apart from the infrastructure that is available in IIT Bombay campus, we also have a Society of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, which offers business incubators to convert research-related activities into entrepreneurial ventures. So if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, this is the place for you. Apart from that, Mood Indigo is one such event which I believe need not any introduction. Just for the people who are not aware about this, Mood Indigo hosted by IIT Bombay is the largest festival that is hosted by any college in Asia. By being a part of SJMSOM, you get to be in the organizing committee of Mood Indigo, which is of course a festival of national importance, and you get to learn the nitty-gritties of management by organizing such event. Next slide, please. I will also talk about the international exchange program that SOM offers. So in Shailesh Mehta School of Management, international exposure is much valued because we believe that this kind of international exposure gives students the opportunity to understand business from diverse culture and multi-nation aspects of business. Here at SOM, we offer we offer the programs from ranging from summer school to semester exchange program. Summer school goes for, let's say, 2 weeks, and semester exchange program runs around for 6 months, which you can be a part of the mentioned universities of national importance. Next slide, please. I invite Himanshu to take you ahead from here.
So talking about certain myth busters or the eye openers that we as admissions team hear a lot from the candidates that are willing to apply to our college. One such eye opener is SJMSOM is open for all. We invite all the different undergraduate degrees in our application form, including engineering, B Pharma, and MBBS as well. So we are open for all, and we accept all the candidates, and irrespective of their undergraduate profile or undergraduate degree. Next is we have heard a lot that a very high percentile is required to get into SJMSOM, like a 99 percentile. But what we believe is at SJMSOM believe is not only a percentile is just one of the factors that is considered while getting a shortlist at SJMSOM. A thorough procedure of evaluating candidates' entire profile is held, based on which a candidate is offered a final admission as well as an interview shortlist at SJMSOM. Some of the different things that are considered while giving weightages to profiles is the undergraduate marks, 12th marks, work experience. So CAT is one such area But CAT percentile is not the only area, and we have candidates ranging from 94 percentile to a 99.85 percentile in CAT in our batches as well. Moving to moving to the important part, SJMSOM maintains a good diversity in its institute. We have around 25% of the batch that is comprising of female candidates. So we are at par with any other B schools in terms of gender diversity. Another one such thing that we hear of is IITs are eligible in less number of competitions. But as one of my fellow speakers said, IITs are eligible for most of the competitions, and IITs also win a more amount of competitions as compared to other colleges. So that is where we believe that the entire ecosystem that we have of technology as well as management helps us to win and perform well in most of the corporate competitions that we take part in. Talking about the B school life that is there in IITs, most of the people here might have seen Chichore. So we get to experience the hostel GCs that are happening inside our campuses. In fact, the place where I am sitting is also Hostel 4. So that is where we feel that we can also be a part of the life that is shown in the movie that is Chichore. So the life is quite happening over here. And it is one such campus that never sleeps. You will see people around even at 4 a.m. in the morning for a walk. So it is one such place that you always want to be a part of. Next slide. So this is the certain how can any candidate enter into SWOM? So the first and foremost step is to apply and give CAT. So we have established a minimum benchmark criteria for calling candidates, that is having an 80 percentile in each of the sections and an overall percentile of 90. If you clear the eligibility criteria, then you can apply. After that, you have to fill an application form that is already live from 8th of January. It would be live till 31st of January. So do apply to it if you are clearing the eligibility criteria. And after that, there is a PI process that would be held from 2nd March to 6th March. In PI process, we would be shortlisting certain number of candidates who would appear for PI out of the application pool. And then final admission offers would be made in the last week of April tentatively. Next slide. So here are general FAQs that we face while candidates are filling the application form. So the first and foremost error that we face is the candidates actually submit the form erroneously. So there is no need to worry about it. You can actually mail us. We are very open to emails. We reply each and every email that are sent to us within 2 or 3 hours. So you can email us and authorize us to make certain number of changes where you have entered wrong details. You can mail us, drop an email, authorize us to make changes, and that changes would be made from our side only. So you need not worry about that you have furnished certain wrong details in the application form. We would take care of it from our side as well. The next point is, I have a diploma degree before my UG degree. So can I apply? Yes, you can always apply if you are having a UG degree of 48 months and having a diploma. Just the criteria is that you should have a UG degree that is of 48 months. Next slide. What is the minimum composite score to get a call? So as I said, this is not one such thing that can be predicted. This only God knows. We are no one here to comment on what is the safe percentile that you can get a call to, because it would actually depend on the application pool of candidates that we receive each and every year. Based on that, we shortlist the best. So that is where we believe that this answer only God knows. We here cannot predict whether you would get a call from SJMSOM or not. Next is certain number of candidates get in the middle of the form do not get appropriate amount of time to fill the form. So there is one such disclaimer that each session that you log in from your end, it's of 50 minutes. So inside 15 minutes, you would need to fill the entire form. So I would request you that each and every candidate while filling the form should have certain amount of documents like CAT scorecard, undergraduate mark sheets, and the details that are mentioned on the website with them when they are sitting for filling the form. So you have enough amount of time, that is 50 minutes to fill the form, but you would need to keep certain amount of documents that ready so that whenever they are required, you could upload them. So the session timing is of 50 minutes. If you are not able to fill the entire form in 50 minutes, you would have to fill it again. Next. Next is that certain number of candidates could be facing payment issues, that application payment is still pending. Don't worry, the issue would certainly get solved in 24 to 48 hours. If it still persists, you can always mail us at admissions@sjmsom.in. We'll look into it and revert back to you. So even if there are certain issues regarding to payment as well, we would be open to handle those as well. Next. So one such query that occurs to many of the candidates is my work ex. Suppose my work ex is of 3 years and 14 days. So what should I enter? 3 years, 2 months and 14 days. So what should I enter? 3 years, 2 months, or 3 years, 3 years? 3 years, 3 months. So the thing is that if you have a month, if you have a work ex of a month more than 15 days, so you count the entire month in it. And if you have a work ex less than 15 days for that particular month, you count the month that is previous to it. So you can consider the entire month if your working is more than 15 days for a particular month. So if you have worked for 3 years, 2 months and 16 days, so it would be 3 years and 3 months. And if you have worked for 3 years, 2 months and 14 days, so it would be 3 years and 2 months. Next. What are the marks that are allotted to extracurricular activities? So we allot good number of marks in extracurricular activities as well. So if you have podium finishes at national level or state level, we award you marks on extracurricular activities as well. And the last and the most important thing, when would the deadline be extended? So we at SJMSOM believe that deadlines are extremely sacrosanct. So there is a pretty less amount of chance that deadlines would be extended. So we request you to fill the form as early as possible. Next slide. So the deadline is 31st of January, and that was it from our side. So if you have any queries, make sure that you email us at admissions@sjmsom or contact any one of our student representatives. So that was it from our side. Thank you. And now we are open to questions.
Then thanks a lot, Himanshu, Tanushree, and Supriya for this wonderful presentation. But there are questions that have already started flowing in, and I think you have already, through your FAQs, you have tried to answer burst some myths. So can non-engineers apply for SJMSOM is one question that is, people keep asking us. Can you please elaborate on the point where you said the graduation degree has to be a 48-month degree?
Yes. So the non-engineers can always apply to SJMSOM. There is just one criteria, that the undergraduation degree should be of 48 months, at least of 48 months.
So a from Delhi University, a 3-year course, will not be able to apply?
He would be able to apply if he has certain amount of degrees, like professional degrees like CA, CFA, ICWA done in addition to the 3-year degree, because we require a minimum of 4-year undergraduation done after your 10+2.
All right. Is there any academic diversity score for non-engineers who have a 4-year degree?
No, the academic diversity score is presently not there in our admissions criteria. We only have one diversity score, that is the gender diversity, in the phase 1 of admission process.
Nandini here has a list of questions for you people. The first one, the question seems a little off brand. Nandini, you are asking do you ever feel like MBA from IIT is a bit off brand? What do you have to comment on that?
It's what I would say is MBA and IIT, as you can see in our figures, is growing at a good space when we compared with other private institutes as well as the IIMs. So our name gets taken with the colleges like L, I, and K in the IIM series. So that is where we feel that you get to leverage the ecosystem from both ends. You get to experience the best technological minds, work with them in different teams, and you have the best minds in management as well in our college. So you get to learn a lot from both the places. So that is where we feel that this ecosystem would actually help us to grow at a faster pace when we compare it with an IIM or other private institutes.
Regarding the brand, I would like to add one point. So as many of you might already be aware that IIT Bombay is a much bigger brand on an international platform. So if you get like by being a part of SJMSOM, you get to be associated with the brand name of IIT Bombay, and that is an added advantage of pursuing an MBA from SJMSOM.
Anusmita is asking what type of extracurricular activities are required, and if one doesn't have extracurriculars, will that be a problem while filling the form?
No, that would not be a problem while filling the form. The extracurricular activities include any of the podium finishes at national level or state level. So if you are playing athletics, if you are playing certain games, be it marks additional incentives, so that we value your extracurricular experience as well as the things that you bring from what you get to learn from sports as well. So that is where we feel that teamwork, collaboration, different things are taught by sports as well. So that is why we give an extracurricular advantage to people who have podium finishes at national as well as state level.
And apparently there is only one field available for the extracurriculars to be put in case anyone has done has 2 to 3 achievement national award wins in the extracurriculars. What should he or she fill?
Yeah, so we would request you to put your best, so that we can give you the marks accordingly. So if you have a first place finish in a state level, so you put that, and after that we would judge you based on the best that you have provided to us.
All right. So the second process that is there, the phase 2 process, once the shortlist comes out, does it also include a WAT or a GD kind of a stuff, or is it only a PI that you're going to conduct?
I would like to answer that. So initially, before the COVID scenario, we used to have WAT and GD as part of our process. But ever since from the year 2020, we have removed that as part of our admission process and phase 2. So now we only go with the PI shortlist, and the marks are allotted according to that.
Right. Well, what kind of weightage is given to work experience in the shortlisting?
Yes, so work experience is given a good amount of weightage. So there is a distribution of marks in work experience. The maximum marks are out of 5 in the phase 1. So if you have around 24 months of work experience, you would get the maximum number of marks, and then the number is distributed as per your work experience in months. So all these details are mentioned on the website. So yeah, you can check it. So there is also a weightage for work experience in the phase 1 as well.
It seems that Aishwarya Dubey wants you to spill some beans. She's asking, should we prepare for particular subjects from our graduation, or will we be questioned more on our work-related stuff?
So this actually depends on the panel that you would get allotted. So it's heavily dependent on how you give an interview and how you want to portray yourself. So I would say that give your best shot, prepare everything, and be ready. Even if you cannot answer some questions, it's okay. It's not that the people right in front of you are there to reject you. They are just having a conversation with you. You give your best shot and hope for the best. I think it would be enough.
Right. Saumil, what is the weightage for 10th and 12th marks is what Saumil is asking.
We at the moment do not provide any weightage for the 10th marks. However, we provide weightage for the 12th marks in the phase 1 of our shortlist.
Gauri, I think I would like to take your question offline. It is not for this particular session. Is there any loan or fee reimbursement facility or some scholarships being available, being made available to the students on campus?
Yes, we have loan facilities available. We have tie-ups with many banks that are having their branches inside the campus only. So there are loan facilities available for at a good rate, because the rates are decided based on the entire discussions with the admissions team, the academic team inside IIT Bombay. So you get a loan at a pretty low interest rate as well. So the loan facilities are available, yes.
All right. Shailesh, what is minimum 12th percentage? Don't worry, you just go through the eligibility criterion that is there before filling the form. I think that will help you. Any other questions, guys? I think there was one question which was directed towards Dhanashri. Varun Goyal is asking, Dhanashri, what topic should I prepare as a mechanical engineer for the interview?
Right. So I would like to share my experience here with you. So particularly in the panel of IIT Bombay for interview, you will see one professor from your respective domain, either a professor or someone from the industry in your domain. So in that case, you need to be thoroughly prepared with your domain. But if you are if you are a fresher, in that case, you need to be very thoroughly prepared with your domain. But if you have a work ex, then you might not face a lot of questions from your domain. There might be questions from your work experience as well. Particularly for mechanical engineering, I think you can be well versed with your theory of machines, strength of machines, and automobile related subjects.
Yeah, through Varun, even I am a mechanical engineer and I have been there, attended quite a few interviews, and I can assure you that you did a huge mistake 4 years ago in your life. And that is irreversible, irrespective of which institute you are going to interview for. One of the panelists at least will be a mechanical engineer, and he will know the iron carbon diagram, and you must. Right. So there are, some core subjects that are there, strength of materials kind of stuff, fluid mechanics. You should be able to answer questions on that, irrespective of whatever interview it is. Right. So please make sure that you just go through whatever you have done in the last 4 or 5 years. Himanshu, there is a question from Harish. I think I will answer it myself. Himanshu, Harish is asking, is coaching necessary to crack CAT? Harish, no. Be my guest. It is not necessary. It is not mandatory. It is totally your choice, buddy. Yeah, you need to check where you stand and what kind of competition you are standing against. Nandakishore, I think you can more or less depend on what you have worked on. What is the fee for 2 years and what is the ROI as compared to IIMs is the question. Anyone would want to take that up?
So the fees is pretty less as compared to IIMs. Like you might have heard that IIMs take around 22 to 25 lakhs based on the IIM on which you are going to get into. But as in here, the fees is around 10 to 15. The entire course that you would be studying at IIT Bombay would be done within 15 lakhs at max. So you can see the ROI factor, because we have also a slide regarding the placements as well that our college has. So within 12 lakhs, I suppose your entire MBA would be done. So you can calculate the ROI yourself, that where we are and where other IIMs are.
And in order to judge the ROI on the personal basis, you can always refer to the fee document and the placement reports that are there on the website. So that will help you a lot.
Yeah, Shailesh, just a general advice that I'll give you. Greater the fee, better for you. Okay. क्योंकि उतने साल आप लोन का repayment करोगे, उतने साल you can evade tax. Simple stuff. Right? Our roles offered in IITs during placement, same kind that IIMs provide. Yes, obviously, Himanshu, they are almost the same. The kind of companies that come in terms of marketing, consultancy, and finance and operations as well are almost same as the kind of companies come for management schools for IIMs kind of stuff. There's one good thing about IIT Bombay. IIT Bombay, as they have mentioned, Himanshu has focused on that. Supriya has focused on that. Dhanashree has focused on that before. That going to SJMSOM, you will be in the same campus as IIT Bombay, the biggest college in the country, buddy. You're talking about an international exposure that you will get. You're talking about an All India rank 1 of IIT JEE sitting with you in the same canteen. Right, so don't worry about the kind of job opportunities that you're going to get when you're going to IIT Bombay. The batch strength is 110, Prajwal. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Yeah. Any automobile companies? Pratik, I think for that you can just go through the placement report. NP, there is no correct answer to your question, buddy. You can do anything and everything in the world. I know of mechanical engineers who are doing finance and doing great, doing operations and doing great, doing marketing and doing great. So there's no good specialization that you have to choose. You just go through the first year subjects and then choose the electives accordingly. Jahan aapka acumen fit baithe. Aditya Iyer is asking an interesting question. He says that why is having more than 2 years of work experience given lower amount of marks, and is it bad to have more than 5 years of work experience?
Nothing is bad at sort, because generally having a work experience previously means you are set to a certain kind of job that you would be doing in your previous organizations. But here you have to learn things, you have to gather more things, you have to open up a little bit more for new roles that would be coming in campus after joining your B school. So that is where we feel that once you are more into that role, it's pretty difficult for you to ignore that preconceived biases that you have based on your previous working environment. So that is why a 2-year work experience is a good for certain for us as well, because you have been there in the corporate culture, you know the workings of it, you know the communication skills that are required. So that is where we believe that 2 years is an appropriate amount of time that you would spend before doing an MBA inside a corporate. So that is where 2 years is given a good amount of weightage.
Can you please go back to that slide where you showcase the recruiters?
Yeah, sure.
Because there are quite a few questions that are coming about the consulting the kind of recruiters that are there. Is there a McKinsey? Is there a BCG? Is there a Bain coming to the campus? You can go through the companies that are mentioned over here, buddy Animesh, and take it as a piece of advice from me. If you go to a college thinking that you will crack a placement at HUL, then don't go. In other words, you can't be very sure of what company you're going to crack. It may be your dream company though, but that should not be your sole goal, right? So I think that answers more or less all the questions that are there. Thanks a lot, Himanshu, Dhanashree, and Supriya for taking this wonderful session. I think you have cleared more or less all the issues or all the questions or queries that the students might have while at the back of their minds while applying to IIT Bombay. In fact, we kind of receive a lot of queries on a daily basis, being in this industry ki sir IIT jana chahiye kya, IIM jitna acha hai kya, kind of stuff. I think you have presented the case perfectly and very, very wonderfully. Thanks a lot for this. That's about it. Thanks a lot, guys, all of you who have attended. I hope all of your queries are all of your queries have been answered. For any other queries, Yukti has posted Yukti in the chat box has posted the link for the application portal. You can check the eligibility kind of stuff. You can check the process kind of stuff on the application portal itself. And you can also follow their platform for regular admission based, regular updates based on admissions. Thanks a lot. I think we can stop here.
Thank you so much, Ravi, for having us.
Thank you.